in the County of Lawrence. Nctv45.
Entrusting your loved one to a funeral director is a very personal and emotional decision.
The William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1941.
And now it's time to get to the birthdays, as we always do. Here you go. Sherry Trott, Absord, Mary Ann DiCarlo, Joseph Chaffee IV, Jimmy Medore, happy birthday, Ellen Alisco D. Simone, happy birthday, Chester Kirkwood, happy birthday. Make sure you get that second piece of birthday cake and celebrate all week long. And now it's time to get to those activities. The Wait will be at Hobbs Asylum today at 6. Melinda Memories Workshop at the Hoyt Arts and Education today at 6. Let's Hang On, America's #1 Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons tribute band at the Robbins Theater. Yes, the Zoo live at the time, 600 Mount Vernon Drive down in Elwood City. So that gets you quite a few great activities going on today. Make sure you get out and do something positive. Enjoy those. Newswatch, keeping you informed in state news, and this in from the Pennsylvania State Police, as that shows Josh Shapiro, but we'll go with this. They're talking about the drugs that have been seized from October 1st till December 31st. The Pennsylvania State Police announced that troopers seized $15.7 million in cocaine, methamphetamines, heroin, fentanyl, and other prohibited drugs in the fourth quarter. Cocaine, 200 pounds, roughly. Crack cocaine, 5.07 pounds. And, it's just amazing as you take a look at the narcotics that were seized. Just a very large amount all across the board. And thanks to our Pennsylvania State Police for getting and seizing that type of drug substances. Now, as Newswatch rolls on, the Hoyt having their classes now, as that begins and that's not it, but this maybe is. Oh well, we'll go on and get to it like this. The classes at the Hoyt begin. They've begun for their new after-school special, and they also have classes for adults. Quite a few things going on. These 6-week classes that they have for adults: ceramics, drawing, stained glass, graphic design, and so much more. They have a variety of these, and I would suggest, because of the size of the list, that you go to the Hoyt Arts and Education Workshop. Also, check out their classes for the youngsters. It's a good after-school break. Now, continuing on, and we are at the deadline. And the deadline just passing on Friday. But if it was postmarked, it will continue in. You might want to know what I'm talking about. Well, it's the Mini Masterpiece series. Now, the entries had to be postmarked by Friday. But if you just got it in the mail yesterday, don't worry about it. They will accept them postmarked till January 19th. And that, very, very important. As we continue on with the windy weather and cold, power outages. Should you have one, report the outages to your utility company. Do not touch trees, branches, or contact power lines. Stay away from the downed wires and anything near them. Give utility crews room to work. Watch for work areas and use 911 only for emergencies. Now, we're going to take this break on Newswatch, and we'll be right back. Elham's for one great dining experience. These fine businesses provided funding for this program. Gatherings, Town and Country, and On Target. This program was provided through funding from Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. A special thanks to Cedars, featuring Middle Eastern, Italian, and American cuisine. Hello and welcome to Lindy's Lunch. Yes, whether it's their great breakfast or, just like it says, lunch, it's great anytime. Yes, it's Lindy's Lunch. For the best, stop by. Give us a call. Hello and welcome to the Cedars Sports Corner Report. Let's get to the NFL. Well, 4:30 NBC, Cleveland takes on Houston. And then at 8 o'clock, a game that has much controversy surrounding it. Game on the Peacock Network. It's Miami taking on Kansas City, and that will be an interesting one. Now, let's bop over, if you would, to the NBA. Your NBA matchups feature the Celtics at home, 7 o'clock, taking on Houston. Now, Atlanta, they'll be at home at 7:30, taking on the Washington Wizards. The New York Knicks will travel to Memphis to take on Memphis, 8 o'clock. Golden State traveling to Milwaukee, that at 8 o'clock on NBA TV. Orlando goes to Oklahoma City, 8 o'clock. New Orleans at Dallas, 8:30. The Chicago Bulls, they'll be traveling to Texas to take on San Antonio at 8:30. And your nightcap, the LA Lakers, at Utah at 9:30. Now, as we venture over to hockey and a large schedule, so let's get right to it. Starting off at 1, ABC and ESPN Plus, the Rangers at the Caps. Vancouver's at Buffalo on the Plus, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, San Jose at Ottawa. That game on the Plus. New Jersey at Florida, 6 o'clock, that game on the Plus. Colorado at Toronto, NHL Network. Back to the Plus with Edmonton at Montreal at 7 o'clock. The Kings at Detroit, 7 o'clock on the Plus. Anaheim at Tampa Bay, 7 o'clock on the Plus. Now, here's one of the highlights of your evening, if you're so inclined. It's the Pittsburgh Penguins. They are on the road taking on the Carolina Hurricane. Let's go, Pens. So, as we continue on in that game on the Plus, mind you, Seattle at Columbus, 7 o'clock on the Plus. Philadelphia at Winnipeg, 7 o'clock on the Plus. We get to 8 o'clock. Dallas at Chicago, ESPN Plus. Boston at St. Louis, 8 o'clock, ESPN Plus. New York Islanders at Nashville, 8 o'clock. That's on the Plus. Arizona at Minnesota, 8 o'clock on the Plus. Your nightcap features Calgary at Vegas, 10 o'clock, that game on the Plus. Now we'll get over to college basketball. And as always, Saturday always loaded up. Starting at noon, Tennessee, Georgia, that on ESPN2. Also at noon, Northwestern, Wisconsin, that on the Big Ten Network. Seton Hall at Butler, noon, FS1. Ohio at Western Michigan, noon, ESPN Plus. That gets you to the 1 o'clock hour. St. John's at Creighton, 1 o'clock on Fox. Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, 1 o'clock, SEC Network. 2 o'clock, Oklahoma at Kansas, that on the Plus. Kentucky at Texas A&M, that 2 o'clock, ESPN. San Diego State takes on New Mexico, that on CBS at 2 o'clock. Moves you past the 2 o'clock hour. Well, let's give you two more. Belmont and Indiana State, 2 o'clock on the Plus. Navy at Lafayette, 2 o'clock, ESPN Plus. Xavier at Providence, FS1. 2 o'clock, Atlantic 10 action. Mass takes on Rhode Island, that on the Plus. 2 o'clock, Kent State at Central Michigan, that game on the Plus. Here you go, getting to 2:15. It is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at home, taking on Florida State. That game on the CW. Irish beat Georgia Tech just a few days ago. Now, Penn State, they're in action and on the road, taking on number 1 Purdue. Now, the Nittany Lions will have their work cut out for them, as this pretty big game for Penn State. Fordham at St. Bonaventure, 2:30, USA Network. Get you to the 3 o'clock hour. Boston College at Clemson, ACC Network. 4 o'clock, BYU at University Central Florida, that on the Plus. As we move beyond the 4 o'clock hour, well, Loyola at St. Joe's, 4 o'clock, ESPNU. That ought to be a good one, as Loyola beating Duquesne just days ago. Central Connecticut at St. Francis at 4 o'clock. That moves you to the 4:30 time. Georgia Tech, losers to Notre Dame, will take on Duke, winners over Pitt, that at 5 o'clock on the ACC Network. As you get to the 6 o'clock hour, Houston at TCU, 6 o'clock, ESPN. Now, also at 6 o'clock, it's the West Virginia Mountaineers. They're at home taking on Texas. Texas 25, That game will be on ESPNU. Oklahoma State at Iowa State, 6 o'clock, ESPN2. Moving to 7 o'clock, Miami at Virginia Tech. That on the ACC network. As you continue on, 8 o'clock, Cal at Oregon, 8 o'clock, Pac-12 network. Getting to the 9 o'clock hour, Pacific at Loyola Marymount, that on the Plus. 10 o'clock, UC Davis at Cal Poly, that game on the Plus. Your nightcap, UC Riverside at Hawaii, that game on the Plus at 11:59. Now, that was the Cedars Sports Corner report. Head over to Cedars, get some great food, and by all means, enjoy the games. We're going to take a time out. We'll be right back. Allie's Upper Crust at 1700 Highland Avenue has a full menu. Don't forget to give them a call at 724-652-7553. It's Allie's Upper Crust. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
Los Amigos! Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a good bite to eat, make sure to check out Los Amigos. They got you covered with things such as tacos, burritos, mocha gente. It's Los Amigos. Los Amigos! Los Amigos! Los Amigos!
Hi, pizza friends. You can still find delicious Augustine's Pizza at your local supermarket. The folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions.
Hello, I'm Kay, and K is for Kimmel's. It's Kimmel's, home of the delicious, super mouth-watering strudels. Call Kimmel's for the best baked goods.
Easy Clean Car and Van Wash, where your clean wash is our goal.
Hello and welcome to Lawrence County 45 weather after last night's overnight low of 26 with rain and precipitation about and high winds. Let's take a look at the radar. There you go. Precipitation to our west and over the Great Lakes. National showing you a whole bunch of cloud cover across 2/3 of the country. And that's going to affect our weather like this. Last night, 26. Precipitation about, former rain and snow. Saturday, snow, 33 and 16, 70% chance. Here you go into Sunday. Watch the Steelers, 22 and 10. You'll get some precipitation. It'll take a while before it'll cut off as you get into Monday. Your Monday, everybody off for Martin Luther King Day, 22 and 13. Just a 30% chance of precip. You might see a stray snow flurry. Your Tuesday, 21 and 4 with a 60% chance of snow. That gets you into Wednesday, 17 and 12, but you get some sunshine. Now your Thursday, can you say cold? 26 and 17. We're not getting above freezing, folks, as you bop into your Friday. And 21 and 8. Still cold. Snow flurries, 20% chance. And, well, it's going to be one cold weekend and one cold week. So with that being said, we're going to go to the weather chart and then hear from these great sponsors who would like to hear from you. You've been watching Lawrence County 45 weather here on NCTV45. Today's programming furnished by a grant from Chalala and Carney Florist on Mill Street in Newcastle. Programming made possible through a generous grant from Chuck Tanner's Restaurant, Wilmington Road in Newcastle. Newswatch keeping you informed. Next Saturday, and it's the 20th, it's the Now Nourishing Others Well-Being. Food for 1,600 families. At this time of the year, it's cold. People are hungry. This is a great thing. I salute the Now group and the Now Project for their active involvement in making sure everybody gets fed. As we continue on with Newswatch, I remind you, and now I'm going to remind you, the 27th, you need a warm thought. Well, this is the perennial plant exchange in New Wilmington. Make sure that you mark your calendar. Warmer days are coming. Union having their night at the races February 17th. Cost $35 per person. Doors open at 6. Races begin at 7. And don't forget those home buyer classes. This will be the 14th, which will be Sunday at First Presbyterian Church. I want to check that as they get and move it over to, and I believe that it is on the 16th. Okay, I apologize for that, as it looked to be like they were going to be having it on Sunday, but it is the 16th. I had to make sure you check out those home buyer classes. You know, they've had people, that's sponsored by United Way, they've had people be able to really move themselves forward with that. And let's go to Josh, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the library.
Hello and welcome, and reporting live right in front of the Newcastle Public Library. And speaking of them, they've received another additional $50,000 match. The Newcastle Public Library's capital campaign has gotten a boost, which will not only help fund much needed renovations, but enable donors to stretch their gifts. The drive, dubbed Elevate the Newcastle Public Library, has a $200,000 target goal for Phase 1. The primary goal of the campaign is to modernize the elevator, which has been out of service since November. With community donations, that work can begin, eventually enabling the Youth Services Department to return to its home on the second floor. The library is very grateful to everyone who has donated or made a pledge for the library. Director Andrew Henley said, quote, while it seems we have a lot further to go, another generous donor, has made a remarkable pledge. A library patron is offering a dollar-for-dollar match up to $50,000. Henley noted that the person who has requested anonymity has worked in the education field. The donor knows the importance of a library and has seen the positive effects on young scholars, he explained. The generous donation is beyond impactful. Those wishing to make a donation may go to ncdlc.org/elevate or send a check to the Newcastle Public Library at 207 East North Street, Newcastle, PA 16101. The checks must be made out to the Newcastle Public Library with the words Elevate in the memo line. All donations are tax deductible. So great story here from the Newcastle Public Library. Make sure you go check out their website and check out the Newcastle Public Library, of course, open 7 days a week. So, I'm Josh Horner, reporting live for Nctv45.
Now, Josh, great story there. Remember to check out Elevate at the Newcastle Public Library as they work on making the library a better place. And that helps the community in so many ways, as it allows for programs for the young and also old alike. And I hesitate using the word old, but there are so many great programs there, all taking place with, and if you want to see the schedule, tune into Nctv45's community happenings. It is really amazing, all the things that the library has going on. Now, with that being said, I guess we need to get one more story from Josh, and he's going to talk a little bit about car batteries with the fact that it's going to be cold this week.
And welcome in. Cold weather can be unkind to your car battery. Take steps to reduce chances it leaves you in a bad spot. We spoke the other day about winter weather driving. We're going to give you another little winter weather tip here about your car battery. Cold weather affects your battery more than any engine component. Batteries are filled with fluid, most of which is water. They are susceptible to freezing if a battery is not fully charged. Cold also thickens engine oil, forcing the battery to work harder when starting the car. Your vehicle's battery loses approximately 35% of its efficiency when the temperature dips below freezing, and nearly as much as 60% of its efficiency when the temperature drops below zero. Slowly cranking is a common sign your battery might be getting weak, but diagnosing your battery problems can be tricky. Your battery terminals can be calcified or a parasitic draw, often from a mobile device, is draining its power. Unplug your phone and charger when you don't need them. AAA Battery Service offers fast, accurate, and convenient mobile battery testing and replacement. State-of-the-art diagnostic equipment will confirm whether your battery will hold a charge or if the problem is deeper in the electrical system. The service is included with your AAA membership. If a new battery is needed, you can purchase one and have it installed on the spot. AAA Battery Service vehicles carry batteries compatible with 90% of cars, SUVs, and light trucks on the road. AAA also recommends you take these special precautions with your vehicle batteries this winter. Have the starting and charging system tested every year. On frigid days, shut off the heater, fans, radio, and other devices before cranking the engine. Inspect the battery cables, posts, and fasteners. Cable corrosion prevents power from flowing freely from the battery, reducing the power available to start the car. Clean the battery terminals with a wire brush or battery cleaner spray. Avoid short trips. It can take as long as 30 minutes for a car battery to fully charge. Short trips can diminish the amount of reserve capacity. Preventative measures, such as garaging your vehicle or using a battery charger like the AAA battery tender, can help extend a battery's lifespan. Winter also means fewer hours of daylight and increased use of lights, wipers, and heating, all of which extract a heavy toll on your battery. The more electrical devices in the car, such as electronic fuel injection systems, power windows, and infotainable systems, the more power the battery should have. Your best defense against failure is a fully charged battery and adequate cold cranking amps, 500 to 700, depending on the type of engine in your vehicle. And always check AAA's website for more information. So, another little winter driving tip for you. Please stay safe out there on the roads this winter. Reporting for Nctv45, I'm Josh Sherman.
Well, Josh, thanks on that. And, that cold weather can play havoc on your battery. So what we're going to do is take this break, and Newswatch will return with a lot more information for you.
Today's programming is brought to you by Nctv45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station.
At our law firm, we see you. Come see us at lgkg.com.
There's more than meets the eye.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for this edition of NCTV45 Newswatch. As you get out and about today, make sure you tell a friend, and have a friend tell a friend about NCTV45. They'll be glad you did. And when they say, oh, geez, I don't watch a lot of TV, why, you tell them this. That's right, we're NCTV45 The Train, and we're available anytime on your time. A train that runs on your schedule. Why, that's NCTV45. Now, as you go through your day, make sure you get that second cup of coffee and have a super day in what I call the greatest castle in the world, in the county of Lawrence. Have a great day, everybody. See you again real soon.
NCTV45, The Train, anytime on your time.